Hello guys, this is Pwntiff, Cubehead here, coming at you with episode 14 of the Giant World Let's Play series. How have you been guys? I've been very busy and stuff is not rendering behind my back, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so like I promised you guys, it's been 1 week since last episode and we have a new episode. Yay, look at me keeping my promises and stuff. So let's take a look at what we have here. Yeah, the animal holes are back. We're going to need some animals for today's build. And we got a nice sunset there. Let's take a look. We have that one of those new doors. It's the spruce one. I really like it. So for today's episode, guys, remember I told you it was very special. It's because it's my birthday. Yay! Happy birthday to me! And we're going to make a cake. But yeah, we're not going to just go ahead and craft it like that. No. That's just not us. We want things to be complicated. And let's sleep through the night. And yeah, we'll take a look at what we're going to build today. So guys, for some reason, I don't know why, but none of the game sounds got recorded. That's why today we're going to enjoy the ambient sounds of Minecraft, and we're going to see a little title from time to time when the song changes, just to show you the name of the song. Still, doesn't matter, we can have fun like that. Just didn't want it to be, you know, just silent and just me talking to you guys. So this is what we have here. You saw it a few seconds ago. It's a giant hole. Like I told you guys, I've been busy. Yeah, it didn't take me a long time to do it actually. Well, in the beginning I wasn't really using an efficiency 5 pickaxe, but like when I got a few levels, I was like, nah, I gotta get one of those axes. So I went ahead and, you know, enchanted a bunch of pickaxes and got a efficiency 5 one and just dug this thing out. It's 20 blocks deep, it's 16 by 16, so yeah, it's like one chunk going 20 blocks under the surface. So yeah, I don't have any more ender pearls, I'm using this ladder, it's nice. So yeah, thanks to that beacon, this thing happened very fast, and let's have a look at what we have here. You know, the bottom two chests are actually all of the materials I gathered while doing the nice big hole, and I have some mob drops. Those are from the mobs I killed while digging it out. I thought it would be fun just to have them there. So for the top two chests, we have a bunch of different colors of clay, obsidian, you know, and redstone and stuff. Yeah, guys, I'm prepared. Like never before. I actually have everything I'm going to need to build this thing. So yeah, let's get on with it. Let me hop down there, and yeah, I'm very prepared for this episode, guys. But as you guys can see, the hole did change a little bit. I started building it in the beginning, and then I kinda did a big mistake, and yeah, I had to start over again. But doesn't really matter. We're prepared for the rest of it. So for the beginning, we gotta have this thing here, which is just a 3 by 3 platform with a hole in the middle. And these obsidian blocks are kinda important. They have to be there, just because we're going to need them. You'll see why in a few minutes. So let's build more of these things. They are 4 blocks apart and we gotta have 5 of them. And I'm having some sped up footage here just because last episode most of it was skipping and it was very cut up and I really didn't like it, but sped up footage is nice. Okay, so what we have here is what those things look like in the end, and I'm recording this thing while dropping from that ladder thingy and it looks very nice, like it's nice video effect. And I think I'm going to be using it more from now on. So what we gotta have here is on each of these levels we will need some pistons, just like that, one piston pointing to the center of the platform, right, like that, and then another one pointing upwards, like just like this, and a sticky slime block like that. So we gotta have that one for each of the levels, which I'm going to, you know, speed up like this. And yeah, so this part of the video is a bit dark, but you guys, I think you know where I'm going with this. Oh yeah, and in the bottom there we had to have another piston, but yeah, I think I skipped it. But now you can see that we have one piston there in the bottom. Very nice ladder drop, I love it. So now we gotta have a pillar going all the way up here like this, and oh man, I wish I could build that fast, but yeah, what you gonna do? So let's start with the redstoning of the build. We're going to have a lot of redstone. It's going to be nice and complicated. So we're going to have a button here that will trigger. It will be our trigger. It will start off the whole process like this. Let's click it. I'm not going to even click it. Yay, clicked it. So Yeah, as you guys can see, it's gotta go all the way back there to the pillar, and I'm using red clay. And you guys are going to notice that this build is actually pretty complicated, and for the different parts of the redstone I'm using different colored clay just so I don't get it mixed up, and yeah, it makes it a lot easier, so I definitely recommend it. Okay, so what we're gonna have here is, let me just connect it here like that, and we're gonna have the redstone coming all the way here, and we actually want a one tick post. How we're going to have it? Well, very easy actually. One sticky piston pointing upwards with a block on top of it like this, and a repeater on the other side like this. You know, no delay on the repeater. So redstone going all the way around here, and somewhere here we're going to connect it to a... Okay, let's take a look. Click the button, that piston extends, and you can't even see it, but there is a one tick post. It's a very short one. Why we need that? Well, you're going to see in a few seconds what I'm going to do here. When a piston, sticky piston, gets a one tick post, it will leave the block that it's you know, it's connected to. It will leave the block behind. What I mean by that? Well, let's take a look. So if you have a sticky piston like this and a block in front of it, just for this purpose we're going to use a redstone block like that. Nice. And on top of it we want to have two hoppers pointed at each other, so like this. So these hoppers will constantly try to give blocks to one another, but when we have that redstone block there, let's put the snowballs in. Yeah, we have that block there, and that block actually blocks the... Yeah, nice, block blocks. Yeah, that block blocks the hopper, and now we click the button, the block is left behind and it's blocking the other hopper, which means that the items will start flowing from the first hopper to the second one. When we click it again, the piston will retract the block and the snowballs will start flowing the other way. Nice. So let me sleep through the night and we'll continue with the redstoning. Oh, I'm not skipping it. Interesting. So, okay guys, you will have to take a stroll with me through the night. And I had to do this thing, like, it was a lot of nights while I was building it, and I had to do this thing a lot of times. And usually there were a lot of mobs here, and I had to kill them off. And because I'm using a looting sword, their drops would block my inventory, and my inventory was full of different junk all the time. But yeah, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? So hello animals. You guys are wondering what I'm going to use the animals for. I know, you're going to see. It's awesome. It's an awesome idea I had. So this build is very complicated and all, but it turns out really well in the end. You're going to see it. It's very nice. So let's hop down there, and yeah, there's a lot of jumping up and down just because I don't really have access to a lot of ender pearls right now. But what you gonna do? So let's take those blocks out. Now we have these hoppers here, so we gotta take a signal with a comparator from the second one like that, and we have that pillar there. What we have to do is build a downwards going spiral all around that little pillar. So again, I'm going to speed the footage up, and yeah, nice colored clay, using colored clay here. And we don't really need that spiral to go all the way down, but it's just nice and useful later on for going up as well. Yeah, like a ladder, like a step ladder thingy. Okay, so we gotta have redstone on all of those blocks, like on all of the spiral going all the way down. And again, we don't need the redstone to go all the way down, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. We can have it there. This is what it looks like in the end, and man, am I loving this ladder view. Oh, I'm loving it so much. And I know I say that every time I use the ladder, but I think I'm gonna be using it more and more from now on. Okay, so now let's start wiring those pistons up. We have the signal from that comparator, and we gotta take that signal. And how are we going to do it? Let's see now. We can take it from that redstone dust, but we don't really need it, I think. Yeah, we can just place a block here in front of the dust like this. Let's place a block like this, and we can have a repeater taking the signal like this. Nice. And for the first piston, what we want to do is just make another one of those one tick post thingies like this, with those sticky pistons. So we gotta have redstone dust on the other side, and you guys can actually switch it up. You can have the repeater either on the front or on the back, doesn't really matter. Okay, so now that we have the first piston wired up, let's take look at the second one. And the second and third one and the fourth one, they're not going to be that complicated, they just have to be wired up like this, but the thing here is that this signal has to be inverted, like that. Nice. Okay guys, this is what it looks like once all of the pistons are actually connected to the spiral. Looking very nice with the ladder view. Oh man, oh man. Okay, so let's hop there and we can give it a little test to see what will happen now, can't we? Okay, now let me eat this chicken. Push the button. As you guys can see, we're going to go down one level at a time, and there is a kind of a few second delay between the pistons, you know, like dispensing, like not dispensing but retracting. So yeah, on each level we're going to spend a little bit of time, and that actually has a purpose, and you're going to see what the purpose is in a few minutes, so be patient. Going like that. The third one was actually harder to wire up, and you guys can actually you know, adjust this delay by connecting to different places from the spiral. Okay, now that we have a way of getting down, we gotta find a way to get up as well. So here in the bottom we also want to have a trigger, but it's not going to be a button like the one we have at the top there. It's going to be a, you know, a trigger from these hopper thingies. How we're going to do this: when we throw an item in this hopper, it's going to make its way to the, you know, to the last hopper, and while it's passing through this one here, we're gonna have a signal from a comparator coming out like this, into a block like that, and into another repeater like this. The reason why we're doing this is because you know, if it's a little item, like it's a stackable item, it will give a little signal, and we actually want a strong signal. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What we want to do now is have a redstone torch pillar like this one. Yay, it's all built thanks to the magic of editing. Now we gotta take the signal from here and connect it to the pillar, but we really don't want, we actually want that signal to be kinda longer, like, you know, a few ticks, a few seconds longer. This should do it. Let's take a look. Nice. So a little longer signal. It doesn't have to be too long. So now we gotta have a bunch more pistons here. Let me show you how to put the first ones, and we're going to speed up the footage for the other ones. So I think it's actually 2 blocks away from the platform. Yeah, I think it's 2 blocks away. So 2 blocks away, 1 block down, and it's gotta be pointed to the center like this, and it's gotta have a redstone block in front of it. Pretty nice. So let me do that for all of the levels, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, this is what it looks like now that we have all of those pistons in place. And those pistons are actually have their backs turned to the redstone torch pillar, just because that's where we are going to wire them up. So yeah, there is a torch pillar. Let's go up this ladder, and I'm going to show you how to wire up just the first one. It's pretty easy. So for this part of the build we are using brown clay blocks. Like I told you, different blocks for different parts of the redstoning. So we gotta have this little Y shape, this little fork here, and one of them is connected to that piston, and we're using quartz blocks just because that's what the walls are going to be made out of later. So I don't really want to, you know, change things up a lot. That's why I'm just going to go straight ahead and use quartz blocks. Okay, so redstone like that, and it's gotta be connected to a torch that is currently off. That's why that will not work. We gotta put it 1 block higher to a torch that is off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is repeat the same thing for all of the other pistons. And you guys remember that those pistons that are on higher levels actually gotta have a bit more delay on them. But to be honest, I did this thing 3 times, 2 times in survival and once in the creative mode, and guys, those delays were different for each time. So yeah, I don't know why, but you gotta play with them a little bit if you want to build something like this for yourself. So you guys saw that the sticky piston elevator is actually working, but you know, the last piston did not extend just because it's not wired up to extend yet. What we want to do is to take from that last torch from the redstone pillar and connect it to that line that the first line that we built in the episode. So what we want to have here is, if you remember guys, the first line was actually again one tick posing piston thingy. I don't know what it's called, something like that. So what we gotta do is make another one here, the same way that we did the first one. So yeah, nothing complicated, just a redstone coming like this, and we have a piston pointing upwards, sticky piston pointing upwards with a block on top of it, and the redstone on the other side, like that. Very nice. So this should be working now, but remember, since we're up here, it's gotta have a long delay before that torch actually turns lights on, just because it's on the last level here. And we really don't have any space to do it in the front here. That's why we're going to dig a little bit in the back, and that's where we're going to put a bunch of repeaters to make the delay longer. So since you're up here, I think 4 pistons will do the work. And you guys can see that every time I put a redstone repeater down, or I put a redstone dust, or a redstone torch, anything like that, that is actually part of the wiring itself, I'm putting clay blocks beneath it, just because as I told you guys, this build is kinda complicated, and you really want to differentiate between the redstone lines, even later on, when we have to adjust things. Yeah. So we have the delay there. Let's hop down and see if it actually works. So when you hop 2 or 3 times, you can press shift, take a little bit damage, doesn't really matter. Okay, so I hit my head there, and I'm not really sure if I had actually stopped bouncing, so that's why I'm going to try it one more time. But as you guys can see, yeah, I'm hitting my head, so that delay that was on the top wasn't enough. That's why we gotta put a little bit more delay. And I think I actually put a lot of pistons and repeaters. And in the beginning, I was thinking that it was a bit of overkill, but actually it was not enough. So yeah, surprise there. One more repeater should be enough, like this one here. Nice. So let's test out again. And now I'm showing you guys a lot of this redstone, not redstone, sticky block elevator thingy, and you're going to see it on camera like 2 or 3 times, and you've already seen it like twice, I think. But believe me, I had to do it a lot of times. So yeah, you can live with it. Nice. So as you guys saw, the last piston also like fired off. It put a block beneath our feet, so it's working. Nice. 5 pistons on full delay. I thought it was an overkill, but what you gonna do? So so what we gotta do now is when we come all the way up here, we want to make sure that those 2 hoppers, like we gotta give a signal there, so that those 2 hoppers actually start pouring the items back from one another. So we gotta connect the signal from the torch tower to here, to the first redstone button. Not redstone button, to the first button. Yeah, it's gotta be pretty simple. We just simple wiring like that. And I'm going to have to dig again here somewhere in the wall. Sorry about that. Oh man, let me pause for a second. Okay guys, I had to pause there to cough my lungs up a bit. But not much was missed. Okay, so yeah, I gotta put the redstone repeater here just because I'm not sure if the signal length will be enough from there to here. Yeah, that's, I think, just to be safe. Okay, so I think now all of it is wired up, and I think it's all working. Let's click the button and see if we will go down. But no, for some reason it will not work. Why is that? Well, let's hop here and take a look. As guys can see, the redstone actually takes a little while before it before all of it turns off, just because all of the snowballs have to go back into the first hopper there, and which means that we will not be able to trigger this machine like every 10 seconds. We will have to have a little bit of waiting time before the uses, but yeah, I can live with that, I think. So now it should be ready to use. Let's take a look. Okay, like this. Gotta be centered. Press the button, going down, hop a few times. I know it's a little bit of annoying, but you can press shift, but I just don't want to. Okay, so the Dreiton is making its way down, and like I told you a few segments ago, you guys can actually adjust this time, that the wait time on each of the levels, just by wiring it up higher or lower on that spiral. So yeah, very nice, very nice. All the way down, like this. So now we gotta throw an item in here, and it should prepare us all the way up. Propel, that's what I meant to say. Like that, and bam, it's working. Very nice. Oh man. So this took a long time to do, actually. You know, it was just 20 minutes on screen, but oh man, in real life it was a lot of planning and preparing. Well, now that this part of the redstone build is done, we can get on with the levels. And yeah, the levels. What I mean by the levels is that you know, we have redstone that is working for the elevator stuff, but we have 3 levels here. On each of the levels, we guys want to get different materials, like different products for the cake recipe. And yeah, here on the first level, and what's happening behind my back? Oh yeah, down there are hoppers that are actually, no, if items fall in them, they're triggering the slime block elevator thingy. Okay, so the different levels, yeah, let's talk about them a bit. Here on the first level, we want to get 3 pieces of wheat, which means that we can either use piston blocks or water. And I found that piston blocks were not very consistent with the way they throw items, you know, up. And if we use pistons that are actually vertical, not vertical, I mean horizontal. If we use pistons that are horizontal, they actually trample the soil here, the farmland. That's why we're going to be using water. And the only thing that's important here is that the water has to be 8 blocks away from the soil, just so, because if it spills all the way down, you're going to have a bad time. That actually happened a few times for me. Like, I had water spills here and I had to rebuild the redstone, and I wasn't very sure the delay, so I had to go back and check my old footage like that. So yeah. So now we have 3 pistons there, and they're going to act like well, they're going to be stopping the water. Let me put a torch here. I know you guys are not nocturnal. I remember. I will put a torch down here. Don't worry. So yeah, let me punch through this wall, and we're going to need a little bit of more space here on the side, like that. So we have these 3 pistons. They have to be extended at all times. That's why we're going to use here torches like that. And let's knock this thing out, put it back there. You see, I remember there's gotta be brightness in these videos. So for this part of the build, you guys can see I'm using hardened clay, just to, like I told you already 1,000 times I think, to differentiate the redstone from one another. So speed up this part just because it's kinda boring. And so we got a signal down there, you know, on these torches, and we gotta connect it to here, to the first redstone block we ever placed while doing the build. And what we want to do is, for this part here, we gotta have again one of those redstone posy thingies, which will actually make the signal from the redstone block that is that acts like a lever. That's a continuous signal, just be a pulse, like a button. And to be honest, that will not be enough. Like the signal has to be made a little bit longer, and I'm going to do it again with repeaters, like we did there in the bottom. But I don't think you will get to see that until the very end. So yeah, let's get to the next level. I think we're pretty much done here. Okay guys, so the next level, here we want to get a few more products. What we will get from this level is 1 egg and 2 sugarcane for the sugar, for the recipe. Yay! And let's use quartz blocks again. I'm using quartz because hardened clay and quartz kinda remind me of the textures of the cake itself, and that's why I'm using them. Okay, so we gotta have a water source block there in that hole, but I'm not going to put it in yet just because I kinda had water spills before and I really don't want to deal with them again. So we'll have a dropper here with a bunch of eggs inside. And again, guys, I can put a hopper behind the dropper, and you know, I don't have any eggs in my inventory, but we're going to, let's use something else. We use cooked chicken. Why not? So we're going to be standing, let's see here, and every time you click the button, we will get the item. Don't worry, there is like 0% chance that it will actually land up in the water pool. So yeah. And what was I saying? Yeah, I can make this dropper be able to refill itself with eggs, but I really don't want a chicken here. You know, it's clustered as it is. It's not, there's not a lot of space here, but whatever. So we have two blocks like that, two piston blocks like that. They will extend and they will knock off some sugar cane for us, which we are going to later on use to make sugar. And we gotta make sure that all these three blocks, like the dropper and the two pistons, are powered by the same pose. How we're going to do this is pretty simple. I think a redstone torch will suffice. Let's take a look. Where can we yeah, here will be okay. So we got a redstone torch here. It will power the dropper, and if we have a block on top of the redstone torch there, it will give off signal to the pistons as well, and they will extend like that. Beautiful. Nice. So yeah, we gotta wire all of this thing back to here somewhere. Yeah, this is the signal we want to have. Oh, hello Piggy, you're here to help me? You will help me eventually, don't worry. So this is where we get the signal from, and we gotta wind it from the side here like this, just because, you know, we're going to eventually have walls on that thing, and we don't want that to interfere with the redstoning. Okay, so let's clear some room here again. And remember guys, we want that signal to be initially off, which means that this torch has to be off by default. So let's see, if we have another torch beneath it, it will turn it off, and we can actually, yeah, we can connect the redstone to the torch that is beneath the other one. Nice, I like it. So this is actually going pretty smooth. Oh man. Okay, so redstone like that. And I know it's getting complicated, but it will be very cool in the end. I like cool builds, cool redstoning builds. Okay, so repeater like that, and you guys can see the pistons are extending and the dropper is dispensing. Beautiful. And we gotta have a dropper there, because if we have a dispenser, it will actually try to hatch the eggs and not just throw them at us. So let's see, whenever the signal turns on, bam. Okay, it's working. Let's see now. For the next level, we're going to need a bunch of cows. It shouldn't be too hard to get those guys down there. I'm going to use a little trick here with minecarts. Yay! Let's take a look. Come on, Betty, go down, go down. One. Come on! Okay guys, so I thought that would be easy, but it really was not that easy. And yeah, it kinda sucked. The last segment was just of me going back and forth with the redstoning a lot and trying to figure things out. And it was really messed up, and I really didn't want to show it. That's why we're skipping it completely, but I'm going to show you a little bit of it in the end, when we have the final review. So you guys can see we can plant our seeds there when we get them, and we get one egg here, and we'll get two pieces of you know, sugarcane when they're actually full grown there. And here we get 3 buckets from that dispenser there, and we can refill them from this cow. This cow that I had a lot of trouble making its way down here. And we'll come down here, and here we won't get anything. Here we will have to craft the cake. And now, right now, I'm going to drink the buckets with the milk, but drinking buckets of milk, Minecraft things. So yeah, when we craft the cake, we'll actually get the empty buckets back, and when we can throw them like that, and we will get all the way up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is just go ahead and do a bunch of building around here, make a nice building for this redstoning, cover it all up, make it pretty and nice, and I will come back for the question, for the jam jar of knowledge, and for the next build from the magic 8 cube, and the final build review for today's build. Okay guys, you're back with the final review of the build, and as you guys can see, it's all closed up now. It's looking very nice on the top, but just before we go up here, let's take a quick look at what's happening behind the scenes here on the cow level. So the cow is on top of that dropper there, and dropper, as you guys can see, is connected through a bunch of hoppers and droppers into this elevator and all the way here back here. So this is the final level here where we drop off the 3 buckets, and it will initiate the elevator, and it will kick us all the way back to the top. What will happen here is the buckets will come here into this dropper. This will activate this little clock, and this clock will give 3 signals here, and all of the 3 buckets will one by one get dispensed into this item elevator. Item elevator will then take them up to the top and leave them there standing in the dropper. The next time when we come down and when we're on the cow level, the redstone from that the spiral we have there will trigger the dropper, and it will give it a 3-tick pulse, like it will pulse 3 times and it will give us 3 buckets, and you're going to see how that works in a few seconds. Let's get up there and see what the build looks like. Oh man, I am very excited. Let's take a look now. Hello, Jandra. Bam! Okay guys, so I think it's very nice. I went with the pixel art, with the 3D pixel art thing, and I think the hardened clay and the bricks look very nice together. I don't really like using bricks in my builds, but man, does this look good. And we have the quartz there, like the topping of the cake, the icing, and we have those little red thingies on the top, but we're not going to see them until we go up into the jam jar. So little quick here, this is like the final piece. The inside looks very nice. We got some lights here, and we got some details on the walls as well. Glowstone in the ceiling, and this little pick is actually how we're going to travel. The nice thing about this, finally we got a use for the pig with the saddle on it, and it doesn't bounce as much. Let's take a look at what will happen. First level, we get a bunch of wheat. We got to replant our seeds like this. Second level, we get a sugar and an egg and 2 pieces of sugar cane. Okay, this is a little bit much for me. Again. So, third level, as you guys heard, 3 ticks. Oh yeah, and finally we have our sounds back. 3 ticks, 3 buckets of milk. You gotta fill them all from this cow. What are you looking at? Okay, and this is finally the crafting room. And I got these item frames here just in case we don't remember the recipe for it, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Like this, the egg in the middle. Oh, I always forget to craft the sugar cane sugar like that. Okay, the 3 wheat, the egg, and the sugar, and yay, we get our birthday cake. Okay, well I guess the dropper actually got it. Yay! So yeah, that was one more thing. I put some note blocks here to play as the birthday song. So yeah, that was the. Would you guys look at that? Man, it's so good. I actually used the vanilla textures. These are like 35 by... No, like I use the vanilla textures that are 14 by 14, and I modified it a bit because it's, this build was odd numbers, and my cake is from the 32 by 32 or even 64. No, I think it's 32. Like the faithful pack. Yeah, that's why it doesn't really look like it, but that cake, man, it's so nice. Well, this world is starting to look very sweet. I'm getting very hungry here. Let's enjoy some birthday cake. Oh man, I ate a whole cake by myself. So, the question for the Jam Jar of Knowledge today is again by me. We didn't really have any comments on the last episode, but that's okay because I have the perfect question for today. So, great Jam Jar of Knowledge. Will we ever get to celebrate the Jam World's birthday? Let's see now. I'm really hoping to get the yes on this one. but if it's no, I don't know what we'll do. Let's take a look. Oh, it's a yes. Oh, it's a yes. Man, I'm very happy. So, oh, and I moved some books in place here. And we're going to end this episode there on the Magic 8 cube. And let's go ask it a question. Okay guys, this is the first time we're actually going to use the Magic 8 Cube version 2.0. I'm very excited to see what will be the next build for the next episode, and let's take a look now. Where did it go? Okay, so it landed here on blue, or is it gray? I'm not sure, I think it's blue. Yeah, it's blue. Let's click it. Oh, I'm having some rendering problems. Okay, but we can get our egg back. Put it back in the middle here. So let's see, which one was it? It was light blue, right? Yeah, light blue, here. Click it, stand in here and wait for our book. It takes a few seconds, but we will have it any second here. There we go, and let's take a look what we will be building next episode. A goat farm. Oh, and this will be so fun. I have a great idea for this thing. Okay guys, so I hope you guys like it. I really enjoyed building this thing. It was just what I liked. It was a lot of redstone, a lot of complicated redstone, and I really liked it, and I'm very happy with the outcome of it. And I know I say that every time, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it half as much as I did. And yeah, see you next time.